What is good, y'all? Welcome back to a brand new video. I'm so proud to be able to say that because I feel like it's been so long since I posted on this channel, and the main reason why honestly I haven't posted on this channel is because okay, here's the thing. There's a lot of personal things that I go through that I don't talk to you guys about. It's my own problems that I go through. I'm human. We all go through problems, and I feel like we all go through seasons and trials and tribulations that are going to test us in every which way. The most random things can happen to you, and you just have to face it and face that adversity and eventually overcome it so you can become a better person. Because if we were never to go through any adversity, then we would never become the person we are today. Just know that I am back for good, and I really do want to start posting consistently onto this channel like I was, or like I used to, because I feel like I did have good momentum at the start, but I slowly but surely let the instant gratification of the world get to me in a way that I'm just expecting things to come so quickly, and that's just not how it is. It's more important to focus on consistency than it is to focus on me getting something out of being consistent so early on. Because the genuine truth is I really haven't been posting for that long onto this channel. I think this channel is like 2 or 3 years old, and that leads me into today's video of 4 things you should do before getting Locs. Now, the first thing is going to lead us back into what I was just talking about, and that is getting Locs is not a sprint. It is a marathon. It is going to take time and years even before you get to a point where you actually enjoy the way your locks look. You're gonna start off with those starter locks with the small tiny coils on your head. People might say that you have worms on your head.
Like, bro has worms on his head. Like, look at his locks.
He doesn't even have locks. Like, I've had people say to me straight up at like a couple of months into my locking journey, even though I actually started off with a decent amount of hair, which I'll post on the screen, and tell me that my locks aren't locks. I think that comment still posted somewhere, and it's just funny to me. I never reply to stuff like that. Honestly, I'm just like why even waste my energy on something like that? But I just wanted to bring it up in this video simply because to have you be aware that people may talk about your starter locks, but it's never about worrying about what other people think about you. You have to realize that eventually a year later you're going to have your locks, and they're probably going to be either locking during that process, because depending on your hair type, obviously your hair is going to lock faster than others. If you have straighter hair, it's going to be harder to lock your hair. If you have more wavy, coily, curly hair, then of course it's going to be easier, and your locks are going to lock a lot faster. You just don't want to pay attention to those people. Honestly, the best thing you can do is just keep it pushing, keep moving forward. Don't give a damn about what anyone has to say about you, because a lot of people are just projecting the way they feel onto you, and the things that they're going through, they're taking that out on you, because people just genuinely don't have a place to comment about your hair, especially if you're going through something like getting locks. Because I feel like there's an art to getting your hair locked. You know what I mean? Like, you start off with the baby locks, and then you go through your hair budding, and you start to see some budding, and your hair is finally starting to lock. And then in about a year, your hair maybe had a fully locked, and like you have locks now, and it's like, yeah, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I have those locks. It's like I went through that ugly phase. I went through the phase of having those starter locks. I went through the phase of having those those like buds on my locks, and it looking like there's like bumps coming out of my locks. Like, that's normal. Please know that there is phases and stages throughout the locking journey, which I talk about in this YouTube video that I'm gonna post on the screen that you guys can check out. I'll have it linked down below if you want to go more in depth into all the stages of your hair locking and just my locking journey in general. Just know that it's not going to be a couple of months thing. Just know that you're probably going to be in this for years, maybe minimum a year. A lot of people's hair starts being fully locked. If not fully locked, then your hair is locking and doing its thing as it should. The second thing I want you to do before getting your locks is to consider starting your locking journey in the fall/winter months. And the reason why I say to do that is simply because during that time, it's going to be snowing, and then a lot of the time in the winter, people are less likely to be going out. People are less likely to be going to clubs and different things like that. And you're less likely to be outside of the house, especially if you're the type of person that likes to hibernate during the winter. I know personally I do. Like once it's winter, even though I live in Florida, a lot of the times it gets kind of cold here and I just don't really want to go outside. I do still go out. I'm not gonna lie. Like I love the like fall winter vibe, especially living in Florida. I hate the snow, FYI. Doing it during that time, since you're not gonna be going all over the place, you're not gonna be going out a lot, you know, it is the best time to start your locking journey simply because, well, you have no one or nowhere to go. And I'm not saying that, you know, it's not good to start your locks in the summer month, or it's not good to start your locks in the spring. I believe that starting your locks in the spring is also very beautiful because spring is bringing in change and things are blooming, and you know, you have the summer right around the corner and the temperatures are rising and different things like that. But specifically for this though, I highly recommend the fall, the winter months. Let's say December through May. December through May. So you have January, February, March, April, May. It's gonna be 5 months. You have 5 months right there. So April, May, yeah, about 4 or 5 months from December. That'll give you that much time for your hair to develop and to grow. So if you were to start your locking journey, maybe even October, that's like what, like 7 months, 7-8 months. Yeah, that's like 8 months of time for you to develop and have your locks in, have your starter locks. You're going to be 8 months in by the time you hit summer. That is going to give you so much leverage once summer comes. When you do have like the small comb coils, just know that that is the best time to have them. It's during the fall, winter months. I'm telling you, by the time summer comes out, your hair is probably going to be like here, ear length, maybe. It depends on where you started at. I know like around like 6 months, I was around maybe like lower ear length, right kind of close to my neck, if I'm not mistaken. And I did, like I said, start off with a lot of hair, but just know you're gonna have so much time to just develop yourself and for your hair to grow, and you're gonna be looking good and your locks are gonna be looking good by the time summer rolls around. So I like to call it like the development, the winter arc. You got the fall, the winter, it's gonna lead you straight into spring, and then boom, summertime pop out. You're gonna be like, your hair is growing so much. You'd be like, yeah, I know, type shit. The third thing I would do before getting locks is to research hair care products and ingredients. And the reason why I'm saying this is because a lot of the products and the ingredients of these products in these major stores have a lot of phthalates, parabens, sulfates, and formaldehydes in their products, which are toxic to your scalp and your body and your hair. These things, when used once or twice, you know, a couple times a week over time, it does cause an effect on your hormones. It causes an effect on your body. It can cause an effect on your lymphatic system. It can cause an effect on your liver, because our liver does also process and gets rid of chemicals that are put into our body or put onto our body. So you really want to make sure that the products that you're choosing to put on your hair is organic and as natural as possible. Keyword, as natural as possible. I'm not telling you to go spend all your money on these all natural hair care products that are just like overly priced because, you know, it's the only thing you can get. But you just have to realize that what you're paying for now, even if it's a little more expensive than your typical bottle of shampoo, is going to be a lot better for you in the long term than for you to show up to the doctor's office and have them give you some type of bill because you have some sort of issue with your hair, or you have some sort of issue with your body because you've been using something that's toxic and that is harmful to be putting onto your body. So I just kind of want to, you know, have people be aware of these things and to switch to more natural products. Like, for example, you can use Dr. Bronner's Castile soap. I use the peppermint one to wash my locks, and it really does clean your scalp very well. It's all natural. It has natural oils. It also has natural 100% Castile soap in it. And by oils, I mean all natural essential oils instead of fragrances, because a lot of these companies like to use the word fragrance, but they'll have like, I think something insane like 4,000 ingredients can be tucked into the word fragrance. So the ingredient list that you see on the bottle may not be the only ingredients that they put into the bottle, because a lot of the times when these companies make these fragrances, they don't have to list how they made it or the chemicals and ingredients that they put into this product to make it smell a certain kind of way. So you do want to sort of watch out for fragrance. I think that's also very important. You want to be looking for products that have the most organic ingredients. Now, like if you see a product that has pretty organic ingredients and there's some type of fragrance, and that would be better than to opt out for something with a ton of other ingredients than just something like fragrance. Like I also believe something like Shea Moisture, a lot of their products are actually pretty clean, but the only thing that is sort of controversial about Shea Moisture being non-toxic and organic is the fact that if you take a look on their bottle, I'm pretty sure I can find it pretty quickly. Let me see here. It should say it on here. Fragrance right here. I don't know if y'all can see that. I'm gonna try and have y'all focus on that. Hopefully you can see it, but it says fragrance right there. Fragrance. But everything else in here is pretty good ingredients, to be honest. But that's like the only thing. I do think Shea Moisture is another decent brand that you can use for your locks, along with Dr. Bronner's. So just be aware of that. I also stopped using my L. So in my YouTube video of the hair care products that I use on my locks, I would definitely put down below in the comment section that I don't use my L anymore, simply because of the ingredients that they use in their products. I wouldn't recommend them. I did further research into it and I was like, yeah, no, I don't think I want to be using this on my hair. So if you guys do want an updated hair care routine with more natural products and products with more, you know, non-toxic ingredients, then definitely let me know and I'll try and make a video on the things I use to clean my locks and also the oils I use to moisturize my scalp and, you know, the things I use to lock in moisture, because it has changed since I've made that YouTube video. Just switch to more organic, non-toxic products and your hair and your body will thank you. So the last and final thing I would do before getting locks is to look into parting styles and also locking styles, because there are different types of parts that you can get. I know there's diamond parts, there's also the square parts, and then I think there's a couple of others that I'll put in this video if I did miss them. But those are the two most common ones I know of. It's the diamond parts and then the square parts, which is what I have currently. But just make sure that you look into the different kind of styles that you can get. Once again, the other two most common locking styles to get, you know, like while you lock up your starter locks is comb coils, and then there's also the 2-strand twist method. I personally started off with comb coils. They're my favorite method. I used to literally comb coil my long hair that I used to have. Well, I still have long hair. You know what I mean? Like when I have my hair out, I used to put them into comb coils, but you can start your lock journey off with comb coils, which I highly recommend. If you do struggle with more straight hair and you feel like your hair may not lock as easily as someone with like coily or wavy hair, make sure you look into getting the 2-strand twist method, because I feel like that would be a lot more beneficial for someone with a more straighter hair type. And you know, your hair is going to have a lot more of an easier time to lock because your hair is twisted, and it's less likely going to be like moving around and being manipulated, and it should be able to lock up more likely in that method, you know. So I'd say just look into that. Definitely the parting styles and also your locking method. It doesn't really matter about your locking method, to be honest, because eventually you can take your hair out of the 2-strand. You know what I mean? It's really up to you, I'd say, and also what's best for your hair. So I'm not going to sit up here and be like, yeah, everyone should do the coil method. But I do believe if you can, then definitely do it. Definitely try it out, because, you know, when you're just starting your locks, you definitely can experiment and see what works for you. But that is going to conclude today's video. I hope to see you all next week. And yeah, I really appreciate everyone that tunes into this video. I am so sorry for the delay in YouTube videos. I've been really trying to focus and work through the things that are stopping me from creating content, because it's really just a me problem. So yeah, I mean, it's really just a me problem. Like it's no one else's fault that I can't sit here and put the things I think about onto paper and then into videos. So yeah, I appreciate you all for watching. If you want to see any other types of videos, definitely let me know down below in the comment section. And if this video resonated with you and you would like to see more content from me, hit that subscribe button. It really does help me out and the channel. Leave a comment down below on what is something for my people out there that already has Locs. What is something that you would do before getting your Locs or starting your locking journey? That's going to be all from me. I will see you all in the next video. Peace.